Alright, hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Walthers Proto EMD GP9 Phase 1. This specific model is equipped with a ESU LokSound Select DCCN sound decoder. MSRP on this model is $299.98, and the standard DC version is $199.98. This specific road name is BNA, and the number that I have is number 78. Some of the specific details on this locomotive include a brass Nathan M3 air horn, a cab-mounted Sinclair radio antenna, a winterization hatch, short hood-mounted bracket and bell, short hood forward operation, a 16,000-gallon fuel tank, bolted and cast-style handrail stanchions, and dynamic brakes. If you look under the product information section on the Walthers website, you can see that there are some basic CVs that you might want to know, where you can change the horn and bell, and you can also see some of the different facts about the locomotive itself. The packaging is pretty much your standard Walthers Proto packaging. It's going to be just a styrofoam box on the inside and your standard block of ice with the cardboard box on the outside. I've seen that these boxes have held up pretty well over time, and I do like this style of packaging because you are able to see the locomotive. Included with the model are these all-weather windows that go on each side of the locomotive. I did not see any glazing that was included with them though, although I did purchase this locomotive used, so I'm not sure if there is window glazing included on the new models. Let's start on the front of the locomotive with the short hood-mounted bell. There are class lights on the side which are not operating. Here is the LED illuminated headlight with separately controlled LED illuminated number boards. Here is the MU stand with two MU sockets. There are wire grab irons that are very nicely done all the way up the side of the short hood. Here is the Proto Max knuckle coupler, and these are die-cast couplers, and I really wouldn't replace them with anything because they are very, very good couplers. There are also train line hoses, but no air hose next to the coupler. There are slightly see-through footboards right underneath the train line hoses as well as a coupler cut bar, which is non-movable. The handrails on this model are very well done, and they are very sturdy, as Walthers usually does. Moving to the side of the locomotive, you can see the cab figures on the inside of the locomotive. There are both an engineer and a conductor on this locomotive. You can see the 78, which is very nicely done, and the trucks are painted in silver, which really makes all the details pop. There are separately applied brake cylinders, and just all this truck detail looks very, very nice. On the long hood of the locomotive, there is chicken wire style grating over the radiator vents. You can also see the dynamic brake blister right here. All of the painting on this model is very well done, and there's really not a lot of paint bleed in any of the areas, and the separation lines are very nice and sharp, and all the decaling is very well done. On the underside of the locomotive, there's the fuel tank, which is a 16,000-gallon model. And then there are two air tanks right behind the fuel tank. On the rear of the locomotive, you have the LED headlight, two non-operating class lights, and the separately controlled LED illuminated number boards, as well as grab irons, which look very nice. There's also a ratchet-style brake stand right here, which is separately applied. There's another MU stand, and here is a drop-down step so that the crews could walk in between locomotives while they were running. There's another Proto Max knuckle coupler and train line hoses on the rear, as well as a coupler cut bar. Moving towards the top of the locomotive, you can see the brass M3 air horn. There's wire grab irons right here, and there's holes for lift rings all over the top of the locomotive. There's also the short high hood mounted bell right here, as well as a sand filler hatch. You can also see the Sinclair radio antenna right here. All of the fans have separately applied etched metal inserts in them that look like fan blades. They look very, very good, and I like that they're still painted silver so that you can see them very well. Here is the winterization hatch, which does not have a fan in it as far as I can tell. There are also the 2 exhaust stacks on either side of the dynamic brake fan. On the walkways of this locomotive, there is very well defined walkway tread, as well as little tiny hatches on the battery box doors. You can also see that the steps are see-through, which is a very nice feature, and probably my favorite feature on any of these Walthers locomotives. And they were even kind enough to include it on the Walthers mainline locomotives. As you can see from these shots, this locomotive not only looks great, but it also runs very, very well. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.